What's something that people who don't wake up early miss? I used to drive over a hill to get to school every day. It had the prettiest mountains in its view. I miss seeing the sun rising above them or the fog rolling through. I used to wonder about the people who lived in the gigantic houses high up on them and wondered what they saw in that moment. Every time I go there now it's in the afternoon and it's still pretty, but Therese less intimacy. Old people at the gym. At the mall near me, old people walk around the mall for exercise. It's like a whole community, they've been doing it for years and say hello to each other as they do their laps in the mall. Seems like the perfect place to do it, safe, no cars, air-conditioned heated, place to sit and rest, restaurants to get drinks and breakfast. No hills. I can clearly imagine Captain Ray Holt doing this. I prefer him walking around Florida neighborhoods talking about big heavy breasts. Holt's attempts at objectivizing women are always gold. Therese nothing more intoxicating than the clear absence of a penis. This is more about work, but I start my workday at 6 a.m. I see the following advantages when I'm in the office. My building probably holds 1,000 people and probably 200 on my floor. On my floor at 6 a.m. there are probably 5 people. I own the place. I can play my music without headphones, chill out, traffic is light, not be annoyed by people, great parking in the ramp, etc. Also, at 3 p.m. I leave for the day and I can see the jealousy in coworkers' eyes. On the way home, traffic is again light. Although now with COVID-19, my whole day in the office is similar to what I describe above. I'm also able to fix system issues before they become customer impacting. What do you do for a job? I've had this schedule for the last 15 years. My company said pick your hours in 2005 and at the time this is what worked best for me and the company. The latest anyone on my team comes in is at 8 a.m. I think it's more of a Midwestern thing to work early. Our rush hour is usually around 8. I live in a big city and wish rush hour was around 8 a.m. Here the rush is definitely from 6 to 9 a.m. Ha. Smile at 5:30 a.m. When I'm driving in from the suburbs it takes me about 20 minutes to go 15 miles. During rush hour it may take 30. So yeah, not much of a rush hour ever. Woke up excessively early this morning. Could someone on here tell me what I'm supposed to be doing this early? Waste time on Reddit. Perfect time to get some early comments and on rising posts to reap that worthless karma. But waking up early won't help in international subreddits. There's 7:15 train to work. I used to get the 7:17 train to work and your comment has both filled me with anxiety and a huge sense of relief that I don't have to do that anymore. 7:17. The time my first period would start back in the high school days. Also anxiety filled and huge sense of relief I don't have to do that anymore as well. I started at 7:25 and had to pretty much be at school for 6:55, I always thought that was early. I knew girls that were up at 3:45 in the morning just to do makeup and hair, it's school not prom. Where did you people go to public school? Our shit started at like 8:25 or something reasonable like that. Let out at 3:30. Maybe a farm town thing, I know a lot of kids were up at like 4 a.m. working with their dads or whatever. Western Massachusetts. We got out by 1:55 and my job started at 3 and ended at 9. Maybe had 4 to 5 hours of sleep after homework and all that, and half of it I didn't even finish. That sounds absolutely miserable. Add that in with low self-esteem and drama, it was not a fun time for me. Light traffic. Tight graphics. And light treason. I've got the worst bleep attorneys. The sound of magpies drastically cut by the sound of a tradie loading up his trailer in the loudest manner possible edit. Due to the huge amount of comments of people who have no idea what this means, a tradie is a tradesperson and an Australian magpie is a bird that has a loud call. Magpies are duck and alien. First morning outside Adelaide I thought we were getting invaded by space. One of my favorite sound bits from Guild Wars 2 is in the creepy dead zone area, someone stuck a whole bunch of magpie song, and it's suitably eerie, but honestly, it just makes it feel more like home. Which is all sorts of disturbing really. But it's great. Fresh dew on the grass, always evaporates by late morning. There's nothing like the smell of a sunny summer morning with the trees and ground still damp. Honeysuckle smells great and is a fun word to say. The sound of pigeons going aw-aw, the smell of clogged sewage drain, that one big mother ducking rat you see running out of the cafe you frequent. Ah, city life. Ah, city life. I used to live in St. Pauli, the cool, alternative red light district party district of Hamburg. Don't get me wrong, I loved living there and I didn't even realize the smell when I was living there. One weekend in summer I was at a festival in the middle of nowhere for a few days, returned on Sunday afternoon and almost puked the moment I left my car. The smell of the thousands of people having partied there was almost unbearable. The smell of piss and puke everywhere, dog turds all over the place, plus the rats and the smell from the sewers. Moved away to a less cool neighborhood a few months after. Never did regret that decision. I'm from New Orleans, it's the same thing. Actual rivers of piss, vomit, and alcohol on the streets in certain areas. The first time I took my ex, from Texas, she came out ready to go wearing flip-flops. I was like, oh no girl, you need some closed-toed shoes. As soon as she stepped out of the car she made a disgusted face and said, oh my god, what the duck is that smell? That's home, baby. It's a shithole, but it's my shithole. The blissful feeling of solitude. This is what I came here for. It's such a remarkably calm feeling to be the only one awake. The stillness of the world early in the morning is so rejuvenating, the knowledge that, at least for a while, there's nothing to be done, nothing to worry about, it's unrivaled. This, except I experience at 2 a.m. in my forested backyard. Especially when no planes are flying overhead, flights picking up again now though. Everything is so still and quiet. No car noises, no PPL noises. I'm in solitude. The stars are bright as can be, not twinkling, just there as they were for eons. I watch the earth turn as the treetops slowly swallow each point of light. Maybe a cloud gently, silently floats by silhouetted with a faint moonlit glow. Therese no tomorrow or yesterday. I have the exact same feeling of solitude. Late nights by myself under the stars, fire going, 2 a.m. birds singing, relaxed with no schedule or expectations until I wake up, is something early to bed people don't experience daily and are missing out. I love watching the house change color as I drink my tea. The sun rises right through my living area and I love watching it go from black to gray to orange, pink, purple, whatever color it is that day. My kid has been waking up around 4 a.m. lately. We spend the first hour or so bumming around in the dark, and once the sun comes up over the Delaware we get a flood of multicolored light. I know exactly what you're talking about. Imgur.com. How still and quiet everything feels, even if Therese birds yammering, and as the world wakes up the feeling of rising business. Edit, Wales to Wakes. Birdsong in the early morning is different somehow. So true, and the air smells different. Crisp morning air when you're wearing shorts and t-shirts is the ducking shit. How many t-shirts should I wear? At least 6, otherwise the moment just doesn't feel right. Short to t-shirt ratio is 3 to 1, by the way, to feel like a sumo wrestler whilst basking in the morning sun. In our country, if you do not wake up early, you miss buying a warm cup of taho, soft tofu served with sugar syrup and tapioca pearls, and warm pandesal, sweet and a bit salty bread usually eaten with eggs, cheese, butter, etc. Both are usually being sold by vendors on foot or riding a bicycle. Soft tofu served with sugar syrup and tapioca pearls. I have zero context for what any of these things, together or apart, taste like. But I want them in my mouth right now. It's like this warm and great explosion in your mouth. Title of your sex tape. Chirping birds and the smell of the morning air while I drink my coffee. This comment right here almost makes me want to become an early bird. For the lazy ones, here is morning birds singing for 4 hours, youtube.com. For the smell of the morning air, spray some water on your face.